Arsenal play Bolton in the League Cup. Fresh from that bruising, defensive, solid, superb defensive display against Manchester City. There is a couple of knocks. The team's going to be very different. What do we need to do tonight? We need Bolton are bottom of the league. I don't know if they're in the Championship or League One, to be fair, but I can't even remember. But they're near the bottom. They're languishing low down. We need to go and smash the fucking granny out of them. That's exactly what we need to do. We need to absolutely smash the granny out of Bolton tonight, and show that we can attack. In other words, I reckon we are going to be seeing players like Miles Lewis-Skelly, Ethan Emanuele. I think we're going to see Raheem Sterling tonight. There's going to be multiple changes. A lot of that youth team, or the under-23s, or whatever they are nowadays, we're going to see a lot of them players tonight. My only concern is this. David Raya may have picked up a little knock against knee injury against Man City on Sunday. Big up Eddie the Eagle. Thank you, Anthony Herbert. Eddie, they called me Eddie the Eagle on last night's stream. The effers. Anyway, it's Dave the OSG, old school gunner. All right, bro, how you doing? What do you think about tonight? I'm just saying about there's a possibility that David Raya, hi Leanne Anthony, that's Dave in the chat, Anthony, if you can't see it, he's saying hello, old school gunner, the OSG, great channel, Arsenal channel. Go and subscribe to his channel. At least go and check it out. Go and have a look at the old school Gunners channel. Hi back from Anthony, Dave. We're just talking about the possibility that David Raya may be injured for tonight's game. We may have took a little knock against City, which leaves us in a dilemma goalkeeping wise because the keeper we bought to replace Ramsdale. Anthony Herbert's going 4-0 Arsenal. Yeah, I was going to say 4 or 5-0. We need to make a statement. We need to prove we can score goals, especially against a team like Bolton. We should win it once we take it. We should win it once we take it seriously. Yeah, we should. Pappy on wings, how you doing? Good day, mate. Yeah, good result against City, but I'm just worried about this game tonight with the goalkeeping situation because Neto, the keeper we bought to replace Ramsdale, is cup-tied. Which leaves us with, if Raya's injured, if he took a knock and we want to save him for the Premier League game against Leicester on Saturday or Sunday, I think it might be Saturday this week for a change. We played Sunday the last 2 weeks running. We're going to have to use a kid. And I can't remember his name. I did see it, but he's only 16. The keeper was mentioned on somebody else's channel. And, a little bit concerned about the goalkeeping, so we'll have to keep them out. If we can keep City out for, 55 minutes, the best team in the world, I'm sure we can keep Bolton out. I'm telling you. Old school Gunner is saying the Leicester game on Saturday is a huge game. We need to win. Absolutely. I think we're going to win that. I ain't got no worries at all with that game, Dave. Seriously. A reserve keeper is good enough once our back four are solid. But the reserve keeper's cup-tied, Dave. Neto's cup-tied, so he can't play, which is a little bit concerning. So, a bit worried. I'm hoping that David Raya will be all right. We need to challenge. We need to take cup seriously. We haven't won anything for four years. Has it been 4 years we won the FA Cup? 4 years we haven't won anything. Not Neto. Who then? Who are you talking about? Our other keeper. If you're talking about Cole Hine, he's out on loan. He's out on loan, mate. We're gonna have to use one of the kids. I can't think of any other keeper you mean. Cole Hine's out on loan. The other keepers that we had there have gone. So this is what I'm concerned about, Dave. It's a worry. Don't forget, Dave, stick a like on the video. Anthony, Pappy on wings. Stick a like on it for us. If you like the content, stick a like. If you don't, then, you know, you ain't got to worry about that. I'm not begging, just asking nicely, please. Anyway, what do you think? What's your score prediction, Dave? And Papillon Wings score predictions for Arsenal tonight. Let's get some score predictions in the chat. Let's have a look. Let's see what people think. I'm worried. I'm worried that the goalkeeping situation might just trip us up if we've got to use a 16-year-old goalkeeper. There is a concern. There is a slight concern, I'd say. But I might be talking like 1 minute I'm saying we're going to smash them, the next minute I'm saying I'm worried. I know it sounds a little bit like flip floppy again. I'm a proper flip flop, as you all know on the channel regarding Arteta, proper flip flop. But I'm like one of them people who can't make their mind up. Thoughts come into my head and it sort of deters my train of thinking. I wish I was more like, you know, this is what I think, bang. But I do get swayed. People say easily led. I might be easily led. I'm not a leader, I'm a follower. I try to be a leader, but, you know, sometimes I can be convinced, if you know what I mean. I can be talked out of stuff. I can be talked into stuff, you know. So it's not the greatest trait I've got in the world, but, you know, I have got my own mind and everything. Sometimes when I release, like last night on the show, when I go into something, I go into a rant, and yeah, I let go a little bit last night on the Loose Cannon podcast. Tommy Setford. Oh, so we have got another keeper in. So what was I hearing about this 16-year-old keeper we might have to use? What is he? Is he in the? He's obviously in the under-23s, I suppose. He's obviously an under-23s keeper, third choice. Tommy Setford. I've not heard of him though, bro. Not heard of him. Thank you, Dave. I can see you've liked it. I was hoping for a bit more of an audience this morning, so I'm just going to hang around for a few minutes. Hopefully, I'll get a few more watchers, a few more viewers. This team tonight, team selection. I mean, we've got to rest some players. We've also got to try and use some players off the bench. So, players that have been on the bench, we have to incorporate them. There is some players on there that haven't started yet, i.e. Raheem Sterling. Listen, I've got a question. I've got a question for you in the chat. Dave, you might know, Anthony. You will probably, if you're still there, you'll probably definitely know. Leandro Trossard's second yellow card means he's got a 1-match suspension. Can that suspension be used in this game? Can he be suspended for this game? The Carabao Cup, the League Cup. I'm hoping he can, because then he'd be all right for Leicester. So, I mean, I'm not 100% sure on it. I should have Googled it or looked at the rules before I done this stream. But I was hearing I was watching something else last night, and I was seeing people were saying that it can apply to this League Cup, the suspension. So let's fingers crossed it can, because we can use, like, there's a whole host of other players that we can use. Lee's easily led after a few points down the Nag's Head. Yeah, down the Shakespeare is where I'll go. Any haters out there want to find me, you'll find me in the Shakespeare, Bethnal Green, bro. Bethnal Green. That's where you find me on certain occasions when I'm feel well enough to go out. That's you know, I don't go out that often, but when I do, that's basically where I am. The Nag's Head, yeah, that's the Only Fools and Horses pub, isn't it? Yeah, after a few beers, I am very easily led, actually. It's like, you know, like in school when you're the joker of the pack, and it's only because you're easily led. It's similar to that sort of situation. There was many people in school that were trying to make people laugh and just, you know, doing what other people wanted them to do. And I wasn't like that at school, I'm just saying, but that's what happens sometimes, don't it? And you know, easily let people just do what other people want them to do, just to be liked. Actually, that's the fact. Anyway, this game, I think I can't wait to see this game tonight. I can't wait to see Raheem Sterling. I'll gather he's going to start Sterling. Ethan Nwaneri must start this game. He must start it. Who else? Who else could start? I think Jesus will start up front. So we got. I think we'll have Jorginho be starting in midfield. I reckon we'll rest Declan Rice. Who else could start? Give me some players. Give me some players. Who would you start in this game? Only league games, Lee. Is it? Are you sure? So you can't. We can't. So it doesn't count in this League Cup game. Well, can he play in this League Cup game then? If he can't, if it's only league games, if it's only Premier League that he's got a suspension for, can he play in it? Either way, it's gonna work out. It's not gonna be such a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not gonna be a terrible thing. Like it's not. We're not gonna miss Trossard like we missed Declan Rice all over against Spurs. We still beat Spurs without Declan Rice. So, you know, it become quite irrelevant in the end. Although we drew the game against Brighton where we got sent off, it did become irrelevant because we didn't actually miss Declan Rice against Spurs because we still beat them. Yeah, so, excuse me a sec. Yeah, so let's have a little over here. So put your team selections in the chat. Who are you gonna get? Who would you play? I mean, you should really have a look go through like the squad and look at who you would play in this game. It's the League Cup. I don't want to say it's only the League Cup because then that means you're not treating it with any kind of respect. I mean, Arsene Wenger back in the day used to play a lot of the times. Used to play a lot of the reserve team. I don't think there were so many reserve teams then. I can't remember there being like an under 23s and under 18. It was just a reserve team, and he used to play that. And if I remember rightly, they got us to the final one season a few years ago. The reserve teams got us to that League Cup final, and we lost in the final to who was it? Was it Birmingham? There was a time that they did get us. I know we lost to Birmingham. I think it was Birmingham. And yeah, we got to a final with the kids before. So I mean, we're capable of doing it. The teams are good enough. I mean, Hale End, the youth set up at Hale End is one of the best in the country. So yeah, I don't understand why we can't use more of them players. But we're also going to use some players from the actual first for the experience, to get the experience in there, because you still need leaders, you still need experienced players, especially in knockout competitions, because you only get one shot at it. So if we lose, we're out of the cup, and we need to win a cup. We definitely need to win a cup this season. We're going to run them close again. We're going to run City close again in this Premier League. I mean, after the performance on Sunday, I was thinking to myself, you know what, we made a better stuff. We've got some better still. Silly mistakes last year. Fulham, West Ham, Aston Villa cost us the league last year, and we seem to be defensively stronger. We against Spurs away. Against obviously City away for the whole of that second half, we was so resolute and was so proud of the players and the defensive display. It's being mocked. It's being called anti-football. I mean, I went on a rant about it. Check out the Loose Cannon podcast from last night. I went on a massive rant at the start of that show about all the negative press Arsenal have got and all everybody, all these people have said, and I went on a rant about the ref. I went on a rant about Rodri, and I forgot about Bernardo Silva and all. I should have went on a rant. I should have included him in that rant. Haaland, a few other people, Pep. I went on a little bit of a mental one, and go and check it out because you probably laugh your head off. I did go a bit mental, but in fairness, I think we've got a better chance this season than we did last season, even though we only lost it by 2 points, and it was that one game. Everyone says it was the one game against Villa. It really was ultimately, but we could have done better against Fulham and West Ham previous to that, and it wouldn't have been such a big issue. The Villa game yesterday. I mean last season at the Emirates when we lost that game 2-0. But I think we are strong, and I've got a little feeling. I've been saying it for 2 years though. I said I've got this feeling. If you keep knocking on the door, look, it was proved. It was proved against Man City on Sunday. I'll say, if you keep knocking on the door, someone's eventually going to open it, right? So we're knocking on the door for this title, and eventually it's going to be open, and we're going to get it. That's what happened with Man City on Sunday. They kept knocking, kept 28 shots, kept knocking, and Marco Oliver, he let them go over a little bit longer than what I thought deserved. I know Timber, when he went down in injury time, trying to kill a bit of time off, I didn't think he was down like that for as long as two or 3 minutes, like the extra time that he added on top of the injury time for Stones to get that goal. But they kept knocking, and yes, the door got opened and they eventually got their equaliser, which they celebrated like absolute lunatics that Arsenal get ridiculed for. Celebrating the draw at Anfield, celebrating the draw at the Etihad last season, we got absolutely slaughtered for. Saying, is that our mentality? Is that all we're worth? Celebrating draws. Man City do it and no one says fuck all. You know what I mean? It drives me insane that there's double standards out there. Fans alike, fans and pundits and, everybody, basically. It's mental, the double standards out there, but I mean, I ain't going to cry about it. Stop crying about it, I keep getting told. Yeah, fucking hell, stop crying about it. Arsenal are now the most hated club in the league for whatever reason, because we've bounced back from the doldrums. We started a resurgence. We started getting back to the old Arsenal, back to being good again. And now we're getting hated. The haters keep on hating. The haters can keep on hating. I swear to God, I'm not fazed. I'm not bothered in any way, shape or form. In fact, I prefer it. Now I understand what it's like to be a Tottenham fan, because Tottenham fans were formerly one of the most hated teams, if not the most hated teams in that league, behind Man United. I'm talking about opposing fans. Tottenham and Man United were hated because they were so successful. For whatever reason, Tottenham were hated. Just like for whatever reason, who knows, Arsenal were hated. Tottenham weren't even successful. Arsenal ain't been successful, don't get me wrong. All right, we ain't won fuck all. But I mean, the way we're playing football, the way we're finished runners-up twice the last couple of seasons, getting stronger and stronger every year, accumulating more points every year, scoring more goals, conceding less goals every year. We're getting better and better and better. So, that is... It's a jealousy thing. It's a jealousy thing. And City are starting to get rattled, mate. Rattled. I've seen City fans rattled. Like I gotta admit, I mean, I'm not gonna say City fans were rattled and I weren't. I was rattled myself. Rattled. Man City do rattle me. They do. I get to boiling point. It's silly, really. It's only football. I get that. It's only football. Calm down. Take a chill pill. It's only football. Listen, in the 70s and 80s, people used to near enough kill each other over football. They used to nearly kill each other over football, the hooligans. So it's a very passionate, it's tribal. It is tribal. Football is. You've got your colours and that's it. We can't help ourselves. Listen, we can't. It's a passion. It's a love. It's an emotion. You can't help yourself. Even though I went on a massive, absolute, massive rant, right? But it weren't nothing personal. All right, I coated off. I was using the C word and everything. But it's not personal, really. When you calm down, you know, I've had, you know, almost fisticuffs with other fans and friends over this. And then at the end of it, you shake hands, have a little cuddle, and have a pint. You know what I mean? It's just so passionate. People are passionate about their clubs. That's why I can't ever slag anybody off for being passionate. I would never slag anybody off. I'd row with them, argue the toss, get your point across. But you can't slag anybody off for being loyal to their club. I don't care. Tottenham fans, City fans, United, Liverpool, whoever, Chelsea, West Ham, whatever your club is. You have the right to defend and protect and love your club. Absolutely. John Collins in the chat. John Collins, we can't help ourselves. Yep, definitely. Just can't give it up. You can't. It's like a drug. It's addictive. That's why, listen, my missus has to ask me how they get on before she even talks to me. Arsenal. She has to say to me, how did they get on? How did they get on, babe? Go, if I say they got beat, or she could tell by the tone of my voice, I'll go, don't ask. She stays out of my way, for not because I'll beat the shit out of her or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. It's just that if I've got the amp, she prefers to keep out because I don't stop moaning. Because I don't stop fucking moaning. And then we might I'll wind up having a disagreement with her, and then we'd have an argument. It's funny. Life's funny, man. Life is funny. It is, and you know, it's an amazing thing that we've got this passion, this love for sport and for our club, and we want the best. It's like having a child. It's like you want the best for your children. You want the best for your football club. You want the best. You know, sometimes, you know, you can't afford to buy these certain trainers, so they've got to settle for these ones. Things like that happen. It's similar with a club. It's similar with your football club. Sometimes you can't win a trophy, but at least try, if you know what I mean. I normally have the ump for an hour, then I get up. Yeah, of course, man. It might take me a couple of hours, John. It might take me a couple of hours. Because, I calm down. The kids cheer me up. You know what I mean? The missus might give me a little wink and a smile and say, oh, I'll cheer you up later. And it's sweet, you know what I mean? Still waiting on his own. This is going to take years, John, these charges for Man City. They're going to drag it out. They've got the best solicitors money can buy. They're going to keep putting in these whatever they call them, you know, when they put the block on it, say adjourn or whatever. They're gonna like drag it right out. It's gonna go on for months, mate, if not years, bro. It's gonna go on for ages. Yeah, it is annoying. It is so annoying, you know. As a football man, I mean, they've got to be punished for what they did. I wouldn't like to see. Well, would I? Yeah, well, mate, I'm saying in a way in terms of like if Man City weren't fucking in the league, Arsenal would have been champions twice already. Do you know what I mean? So, but expelling them from the league, if they get found guilty, is probably the way to hurt them the most. It's probably the way to hurt, because by fining them, they're not going to hurt them any iota. And any fine that they do get should go down to grassroots football, I believe, not to the FA or the Premier League. So if they get a fine, let them get a £10 million fine and put it down into grassroots football. You know, in Manchester. You know, or I'll say in Manchester. I mean, that's because that's where they're from. But you know, I don't think that the FA or the Premier League should get, although they broke the rule, or even 50% of it, or something. Put something back into grassroots. I think all these fines, you know, players get fined for being sent off. I don't think they should go to the Premier League or the FA. Them fines, that sort of money would do wonders for grassroots. A friend of mine, he's built a Popular Boys club. They're a boxing club, but he's built a football club from them. Kids, grassroots. He's built it from scratch with fuck all. And, you know, they've finally got into a league this season. So, you know, and that's the grassroots. That's what I'm talking about. It could have done with a bit of financial help. Got a little bit of help from the boxing club that he's associated with, but, you know, not much. There ain't a lot of money about because a lot of it's funded, a lot of it's charity. So there's not a lot of money involved. So it would help for things like that, like fines from the Premier League, to trickle down a little bit, trickle down to them grassroots, help them. Fines won't worry them. No, you're right, John. Absolutely, should do a Juventus on them. Yeah, Rangers. Rangers got suspended. They got kicked out of the Scottish Prem, didn't they? For whatever irregularities they got nicked with. But yeah, you know, expelling them out of the league. It's going to be said. Don't do it this year, then. Don't do it this season, right? Because then Arsenal only won the league because City got kicked out of the league. Right, so let's start it from start them on minus fucking 30 points or something like that. Don't kick him out of the league. Start them next year on minus 30 points. You know, something like that. Don't kick him out of the league. Start them on minus 30 points, and they've got to get 30 points before they get anywhere. They're probably still finishing the top four. They're probably top six, maybe. They still do something like that, I reckon. What do you reckon? Would you give him a points deduction, big massive points deduction, or would you expel him completely out of the Premier League down to the League Two or something like that? That would be you know, something to see. If say for example they get expelled out of the Premier League, they have to start from League Two. How many players would stick around? We would expel them out of the league, John. Yeah, okay. How many players would stick around? Proud what Palace are doing in South London with youth. Cheers from New Zealand. Sweet Kevin Benson. Lovely, mate. Yeah, Crystal Palace, yeah. They're doing... I did hear something about that. I did hear something... They've got some sort of affiliates, I think. Is it an affiliate they've got going on? Is it an affiliate they've got? I heard something, but I can't remember what it was. I did hear something before, but I can't touch on it. So, are they doing a grassroots thing? Are they? Hopefully they are, because that's something to be very proud of. Yeah, Palace also a good team again this year. They're a good team, mate. They've got some great players. I know they got rid of Elise, but you know they've still got Eze still there. Mateta. They've got some good players still there. Hopefully that didn't spoil anything, because I just got a phone call there, and I should really have diverted it. Well, we've proven most of the 100. Well, they're going to get away with 100 of them probably. They might get 15 of them, but anyway, Nottingham Forest and Everton got 2 or 3 charges against them and got like 10 points deductions. Although I think it was Forest got it reduced to 6 points because they complied immediately. Man City ain't complying; they're trying to fight it. So I mean, if they fight it and lose, you know, if you go not guilty in court if you get nicked for anything, you go not guilty and get found guilty, your sentence is worse. So let's see what happens there. Could be, you know what I mean? They could throw the book at them. If they've cheated, then if they're found guilty on like a high percentage, like, you know, it would you know, wipe the smug smile of some of their fans' faces. That's for sure. Kick Man City out to the Saudi League, make them play with their owners in the desert. Wait, that's just, you know what, right? That could be a possibility. They could. What would their fans do then? Would they go out to the Saudi League? Would they go out to watch their team out in Saudi? I can't see that. It costs them all a fortune. Mind you, Man City would probably be out to pay for their fans to go out there, just to fill the stadium up. Man City, you know, the Saudis would be able to pay for the 60,000 fans to go out there every week, probably, the amount of money they've got. But that's a point. That's, you know what? That is, Kevin, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. That might be what they're. You might have touched on something there, bro. You may well have touched on something because, you know, the Saudi League, they're buying players. They're trying to build a big they built big stadiums already. They're trying to build a big league out there for themselves. That could be um, that could be a thing. Did you, Anthony Herbert, friend of the channel's in the chat? Lee, I got it wrong. You said 8 C words on last night's show. Oh my God, was it 8? What, you watched it back and counted them? Oh God. I said the C word 8 times last night, coating off, going on my rant. Jeez, go and watch that. Go and watch the Loose Cannon podcast, episode 3, Kevin, John. Go and have a little look at that. It's right at the start of it. If you, I mean, you watch the start of it, and it's like 2 minutes in, I start my rant, and then I go off alarming. I go mental. Go mental. God. Go and have a look at that. And let me know in the comments what you think of it. But you've touched, Kevin, you touched on something there, bro. Anthony, what do you think of what Kevin said? 185 views on the show? No, it hasn't. It had 40 when I looked this morning. Has it got 185? No way, bro. That must be the short. The short that I done a clip about the referees, swapping referees with Europe. Go and have a look at that. And all guys in the chat, I said, why are the referees are that shit? Why don't we swap them with Europe? Swap referees, send the English referees out to Spain, Italy, Germany, wherever, and we'll have their referees, and let's see how they can cope with our useless refereeing. See how they cope with it. That might be the short, Anthony, you're talking about. But Anthony, the question for you. Guy in the chat, Kevin, said, no, Loose Cannon show. Okay, I have to have a look at that, and I must have got some views this morning. He said about expelling Man City out to the Saudi League, Anthony. What do you think of that? Like the video, eh? I've only got one like. You ain't liked it, Anthony. I know the old school Gunners liked it. Anthony, you're supposed to be a friend of the channel. Stick a like on it, mate. What do you think of that? John, what do you think of that expelling Man City out to the Saudi League? Any league will do me. But I think that'd be, you know, that might be, they still get their money. They still earn good money out there. They still earn good wages because there's a lot of money out in that league. Man City, would Pep go out there? Alien Edix, yo, Alien Edix, how you doing? How you doing, sir? Oh, thank you. I've noticed that I've got a couple of likes come back on the video. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. I did start this off as a preview for the Arsenal Bolton game, but it's gone off on all different directions, which is great. Just liked it. No Man City, if no Man to stay in the Premier League English team. Oh, you would rather them stay in the Premier League because they're an English team. Yeah, I know, but they keep winning everything in the Premier League, don't they? In Europe, they keep winning everything. I'm not saying they can't play. Yeah, well, they won't be able to if they're in Saudi Arabia, I suppose. I think Pep will leave them soon. Yeah, he's not signed a new deal yet. Bro, you should make some more attractive thumbnails to grow faster. What do you mean? What's wrong with the thumbnail? I'll try my best with the thumbnails. I'm not a wizard. You know, I don't know how to make superb thumbnails. I don't know. I do it all on the phone. I don't know. I don't know how to make them more attractive. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I know that is a thing with YouTube. I know thumbnails. There's plenty of tutorial videos that tell you about your thumbnails and your titles, that sort of stuff. Yeah, I do get what you're saying, but I mean, I try. I can't. I don't know how else to make them. I don't want to spend too much time. I don't want to spend hours on fucking thumbnails, if you know what I mean. So I do try my best with them to a certain extent, to my abilities, but I'm no artist or anything like that. So, you know, I do my best with them anyway. I mean these thumbnail makers, these apps, Canva, so on and so forth. You know, They're not. I'm not a wizard. I've only just started. I'm nearly 50 years old. I'm not. I've never really been great with computers and styling and whatever it is. You should hire a thumbnail editor. Well, it's not feasible at the moment because I don't make any money, so I can't. I can't pay anybody to make. That's why I do it myself. If the channel starts making money, then I can look at that. I can look at getting someone to make me thumbnails for me. But at the moment, the channel's not monetized or anything. I'm trying to build it up. I'm trying to get it to a point where it can make me a couple of quid. Then I can afford to maybe hire someone to do the thumbnails for me. I gave you a like just 'cause Eddie and Ketty is good, laugh at. Thanks, Kevin Benson. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. I'm glad you think he's good because I thought he was absolute pony, to be fair. Yeah, I was glad he left, but we could have done with him. We could have done with him there because although he ain't scored many goals for us, we haven't got a striker. We haven't got a striker. We didn't replace him. Takes a bit of time. It takes a bit of time. It does, yeah, to build the channel. I've been going through. This is my third season doing this channel. I've got 740, I think, subscribers so far. I just need to, or seven. I've got a running nose today. 744 something. ESR, yeah, man. I'm devastated. He's gone. I'm devastated. He scored 2 goals. I think he's got a couple of assists. He's playing well, man. He's going to be a superstar. He's going to be a superstar, man. Odegaard's out till at least December now. So we could have done. We could have done with ESR. I was got my back up. I done a video on it. Go and look at the channel. Look at the channel. There's loads of I've got loads of videos on there, and there's one about that. There's one about ESR on there, man. Bye, bro. We'll meet you at the next stream. Remember the name Rigel. Yeah, I remember the name Rigel. Was that you? That was on Saturday. You was in the chat when I was talking about the West Ham Chelsea game. I remember Rigel. Yeah. Yeah, it's very annoying. Yeah, man, it is. Have a look at the video if you want, man. Have a look, and I think there's a few videos about Emil Smith Rowe on there because I love the player, love him. I was looking at him thinking he could be our next. He could be our Gaza. That's how much I rated him. The Blue Baron, how you doing, bro? Nice to see you in the chat. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh, that was you. So you've got two. You've got two accounts, Alien Edix and Raiju. Yeah, I remember you. The Blue Baron Rangers fan. Yeah, you was a Rangers fan, didn't you? I remember you as well. I see your message. I didn't really understand your comment when you something about the city centre. What was it? I see it this morning, or was it last night? Yeah, I see you put a comment on the podcast. And I can't remember exactly what it said, but I didn't really get it, what you meant. I didn't want to say, I didn't want to reply that way, but I didn't want to sound rude or anything, if you know what I mean. But I didn't really get what you meant. Did you see the Loose Cannon podcast? Did you watch the whole thing? Did you see the rant, Blue Baron? Did you see the rant I went on right at the start of it? Did you see that? Mental, man. I just lost it. I started off, but you can see it's a slow build. And then bang, I'll go for it. I'll go for it, don't I? I'll go mental. Anthony in the chat said I said the C word 8 times. 8 times. Fucking hell, man. I must have been... then I get it off my chest. Once it's off my chest, boom, I was back to normal. You know what I mean? So, yeah, great. It was good. I mean, hopefully I might get some views and some comments on that. And people, I badly wanted a Man City fan in the chat last night. I wanted him to come on the night. I would have brought him on the show. I would have said, all right, yeah, here's a link. Come on the show and let's have a debate. Because I see a debate with Turkish and Big Steve. Turkish is an Arsenal fan. He works a lot on AFTV and Big Steve is a Man City fan. quite smug, and they was having it. They was having it yesterday. Someone sent me something, and I looked at it. They was having it, man. Will you be putting that strong team versus Bolton, or will they still try? No, I don't think we're going to have a proper. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard anything. I can't see us putting out a full strength team. I can see us using Miles Lewis Skelly, probably be right back. I can see us using Ethan Imanieri, another 17-year-old. They're both 17, by the way. I can see us using him in the midfield. I can see us starting Sterling. We've got so many injuries. I'm not sure what else we can do apart from that. I'm a bit worried about the defence. Because I know Timber and Calafiori, they went off with a little knock against City. There is some. I can't remember all their names. There is some other players that have been lauded up alongside Miles Lewis Skelly and Ethan Imanieri from the under 23s. I've seen some other channels talk about centre halves. There's another midfielder. There is another winger. I can't remember all their names. I should do though, shouldn't I? Really, if I'm doing a video, but I can't remember. I should have wrote them all down so then I could remember. But I haven't. I can't really comment too much on things I haven't seen. So I've seen a little bit of Miles Lewis Skelly. I've seen a little bit of Ethan Imanieri. That's why I can mention him. But I don't want to give any false narratives. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about a player that I haven't even really seen. So I can't answer that question completely. To be fair, there's no. I can't think of how else we're going to box about. I think we're going to see Jorginho start. I think Jorginho will start this game in midfield with Imanieri, but I'm not. Couldn't tell you if Trossard could play. He might play in that number 10 role. I know he's got a suspension, but I thought it did apply to the League Cup as well. But I've been corrected on that one. It only applies to the Premier League, so he missed the Leicester game. But I was hoping that he would miss this game and play the Leicester game. But if he's going to miss the Leicester game, that means he can play in this game. So he'll probably play. Because I don't think Saka's going to start. I think we'll rest Saka. It's going to be a difficult one. What do you do? We need to have one eye on the Leicester game. That's a game. It's another must. It's a must-win game. I'm not worried about it. I'm confident we'll win it anyway. But we do need to make sure there's no slip-ups. We had some slip-ups last season, which we could have done without, which cost us. But yeah, I can't. It's going to be. I don't know. We have got about 13 injuries, so it is a little bit of a worry. But anyway, with that, I'm going to sign off, and I will be back tomorrow. There's another podcast tomorrow. There's a podcast 7:30 tomorrow night. Me, Anthony, and McManus. We're back tomorrow for the Q&A. Listen, if you're still in the chat, tomorrow night 7:30, the Thursday night Q&A shows on at 7:30. The Blue Baron, Kevin, John, everybody in the chat. Come and join that stream. Come and have a look at that stream on tomorrow evening, 7:30. Every game is a must win. Thanks. Yeah, every game is we should win. We should win it. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for the likes. Look out for that show tomorrow. The Thursday night Q&A at 7:30 tomorrow night. Come in there. You can ask questions to the panel. You can might even make it a call-in show. You could request a link. Might even bring you on the show if that's what you want. But anyway, thanks anyway, guys, and I'll see you all later.